Due to unacceptable dangers to national security, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, of the United States has prohibited the sale of equipment made by Chinese telecom and video surveillance companies Huawei, ZTE, Hytera, Hikvision, and Dahua. According to a statement from the Federal Communications Commission, the Federal Communications Commission approved new rules barring communications equipment assessed to pose an unacceptable danger to national security from being allowed for importation or sale in the United States. Chairwoman Jay Rosenworcel said, "These new rules are a key aspect of our ongoing measures to safeguard the American people from national security risks affecting telecommunications. The parent firms as well as their affiliates and subsidiaries are covered by the U.S. prohibition. The new rules make it clear that such equipment cannot be authorized under the supplier's declaration of conformity process, imported, or marketed under rules that allow exemption from an equipment authorization. They also forbid the authorization of equipment through the FCC's certification process." FCC. The United States has already charged Huawei, a provider of telecom hardware, with stealing intellectual property, data related to research and development, and installing backdoors in their devices that might be utilized by the Beijing government to conduct espionage operations. Over the past few years, numerous nations, including Australia, New Zealand, India, Japan, the United States, Canada, Romania, and the United Kingdom have banned or blacklisted ZTE and Huawei, 5G in particular, telecommunications equipment. Since 4 years ago, some European Union countries have also voiced worries about security risks posed by technology offered by Huawei and ZTE and have disqualified the two firms from competing for various projects. As some nations rely on Huawei to supply essential components for telecom operators, not all of Europe has outright blacklisted the corporation, but many members have approved legislation to reduce the risks posed by Chinese telecom equipment suppliers. Although Dahua, a manufacturer of surveillance cameras, was added to the U.S. Department of Commerce's Entity List in October 2019, sales of its products to American consumers and private businesses were not prohibited. Since they were deemed to constitute an unacceptable risk to the national security of the United States or the security and safety of United States people, the FCC listed all 5 of the companies on its list of communications equipment and services, covered list, in March 2021. By designating them as such, federal subsidies are no longer permitted to utilize or buy equipment from these businesses. The latest sanctions on the 5 Chinese tech companies were approved by a unanimous vote of the 4 FCC members, who each have distinct political views. According to a statement provided to China Daily by Hikvision, the FCC's decision will not have an impact on U.S. national security, but it will have an impact on small businesses, local governments, school districts, and individual consumers because they will have to pay more for the same technology. Dahua is still examining the FCC's decision, but based on our most recent research, we feel that the measures implemented go far beyond the Commission's statutory power and will have little to no impact on safeguarding American national security. The FCC's order, however, has no effect on already authorized items, and it leaves open the possibility that Dahua will eventually obtain authorizations for more products, provided that they are not advertised for use in critical infrastructure, government buildings, or public safety situations. We are quite optimistic that this order will enable us to continue providing service to the majority of our U.S. customers for years to come, given that Dahua's products are not currently promoted for those purposes and have not been for a number of years. ZTE is considering its options to defend its interests in light of the latest judgment by the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, with which it disagrees vehemently. ZTE has often made an effort to engage constructively with American politicians in order to comprehend any potential issues regarding the products it now offers in the country. The U.S. government has never discovered any particular, resolvable issues with ZTE devices sold in the country or instances where ZTE goods have been exploited to compromise consumer privacy or U.S. security. ZTE will eventually cease conducting business in the United States in light of the existing market conditions and concentrate on ongoing expansion in other markets. Currently, less than 1% of ZTE's total income comes from its U.S. business.